Hey gang, welcome to the channel. My name is Andy. Before we get into the top 10 modifications I've made to my 964, I just wanted to say, if you don't want to miss any of the Porsche content I'm going to be dropping regularly, hit that subscribe button. Then leave a comment saying I subscribed. I respond to every comment, I really do. Anyway, that's enough of the pitch. Is that enough of the pitch? It's enough of the pitch. Let's roll the intro. Alright, before we kick off, I do want to say this isn't a countdown of the top 10 modifications that you can make to a 964. It's the countdown of the top 10 that I've made to mine. I've also made a lot of mistakes along the way. I really have. I've bought things that haven't worked or fitted things that actually set me back. So maybe someday I'll make a top 10 worst mistakes I've made. Anyway, some of these are about performance, some are about enjoyment, some of them are just about the feels. It's quite possible that in doing this countdown, I'm going to contradict claims I've made in previous videos, so I apologize for that in advance. I'm going to link below to every single product listed here though, so make sure you check them out, guys. Anyway, stick around, play along, hang around till the end and you'll see what's the best modification I've made to my 964. Renline pedals. Now these don't really add much in way of functionality, but they just look cool. Now it does take a little bit of modification to get it to work. You have to drill through your plastic accelerator and you have to remove the rubber pads from your clutch and from your brake pedal and drill through the metal actual pedals, and I killed about 4 drill bits to get it done, but the result is really just something kind of cool, and I'm a big fan of having great contact points in the car, so I love the Renline pedals. Alright, the Sleepwalker short shift kit from Sleeper's Speed Shop. I really like this because it actually changes the shift on the 964, makes it shorter, gives it that race car feel, which is great. Now there are other SSKs on the market, but what I liked about what Sleepers did was they designed it so that it wouldn't require modification to the underside of your car. If you have a C4, it can require modification to fit an SSK. You don't have to do that with the Sleepers kit, which is fantastic. I will say if you're going to order a short shift kit from Sleepers, get in touch with them directly and check on stock levels before you press buy now. Alright, let's talk about the 964 engine bay. It's obviously extremely functional, but not necessarily the prettiest space. So earlier this year, I decided to invest a little bit to bring it up to spec, make it actually look a bit special to match the rest of the car. And I'm really stoked with the result. We painted the fan, we rerouted some of the ignition leads that used to sit on the top of the fan shroud. They're now rerouted under, painted the fan shroud itself, replated some of the zinc parts through there. We've removed the heater blower motor, replace that with a carbon fiber RS pipe. I have a carbon fiber intake pipe as well, and added the Sleepers block off delete plate just to finish the look. Now when I open the deck lid, I love what I see. Anytime I catch up with mates, typically open it up because people want to see it, so that's got to be a good thing. Alright, this one's kind of silly. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the fuel cap on my car. It was the red plastic one. Now some people replaced that for a new one, which makes a lot of sense, but I saw these brushed aluminium Porsche ones and had to have one. Every time I pull into a service station to fill the car up with petrol, I pop that little flap open and then reveal that cool petrol cap. It just makes me feel happy. I don't need it. No one needs it. Red plastic's perfectly functional, but it gives me a little vibe every time I open it, and I love it. Okay, there's one thing that designers in Germany were not thinking about when they designed the 964, at least I'm pretty sure they weren't, and that is where to put your iPhone. So Renline have got this fantastic iPhone holder. You simply attach it to the clock or the fuel gauge. It has a magnetized pad on it. You place a magnet inside the back of your iPhone behind the cover and bam, you can just slap it on and take it off anytime you want, giving you access to maps or letting you navigate your music, whatever you need to do. I should say, if you're hitting really fast twisties and super tight technical ones, take it off because I have seen iPhones fly around the cabin, including in mine. Alright, let's talk about the FVD MAF kit, which I put on in 2020. It's actually transformed the car, made the engine far more responsive and actually really helped with the acceleration. It's one of the few changes, in fact it's about the only change I've made to the car where I've felt a significant shift in the performance. I do like with FVD that you actually get the MAF kit including a specially tuned chip, which is designed to marry that MAF with your specific setup of your car. I think that's a fantastic solution. The mid-range acceleration, the responsiveness to throttle inputs really is much improved, and it's quite a dramatic shift from what you get stock. So yeah, great change. Alright, the KW V3s. When I got the car, it had the original stock suspension running on H&R lowering springs. I decided that I needed to update that and actually change to Bilstein PSS 10s, and to be honest, I never really got along with them. So I shifted to KW V3s. These have been fantastic. They're definitely stiff, they're definitely a little less compliant than the original stock suspension, but the combination of rebound control and compression means that you really do get to dial the ride in. With the Bilstein PSS 10s, the other challenge was adjusting the ride height. It was really difficult to reach the collar that actually adjusts that height. Whereas with the KW V3s, it's a really simple process, allowing you to absolutely fine tune that ride height and get the stance spot on. Alright, let's talk about one of my favourite things in the car. It's my Momo Mod 07 steering wheel. Go to the Momo website, choose from one of their sort of flagship steering wheels, and then design your own. You get to choose the stitching, you get to choose the colour of the 12 o'clock marker, you get to choose the type of leather or Alcantara that you want, you get to choose the colour of the spokes. It really is a fantastic thing. You press buy, it takes a couple of months actually to arrive to you because they make it bespoke to your specifications. When it arrives, it comes in a beautiful box with a certificate of authenticity with your name on it, signed by someone at Momo. It's all a bit special. I went with a really subtle finish on mine, which I love. It really is quite understated, but I did choose the premium leather, which feels absolutely superb in my hands. Every time I get in the car, it is the first thing I notice. I just adore that steering wheel, which is why it's so high in the list. Okay, the FD Motorsports Fister Sports Exhaust. I love this, always wanted one when it was available for 996s and 997s and 993s. When it was announced that Darren was going to be launching one for the 964, I ordered straight away and I've not been disappointed in the least. Dealing with Darren himself is absolutely fantastic. The product is super high quality, no drone at all when cruising, which is really important with these exhausts. But when you get on it, man, it roars, it howls, it crackles, it pops. You get the race car feels. The other thing is when you get to the end of a long journey, even if you've just been out cruising, your ears aren't bleeding. You can chat with the passenger, you can have a good time, make phone calls, do whatever you want. It's absolutely perfect. So yeah, big fan of the Fister. Alright guys, we made it. You stuck around. Here's number one. It's my BBS E88s. I've got to be honest, I never thought that I would want anything gold on any car, ever. But about a month after I got this car with nothing to spend, I happened to see a photo on Renline of a forest green metallic 964 on gold BBS LMs. I was straight away blown away. So I started looking up BBS rims, came across E88s, and from that point on, I had to have them. Now they're not an inexpensive upgrade, so it did actually take me some time to make this upgrade. Now I've got to be honest, I was a bit anxious that going from a 17-inch rim up to an 18-inch rim would mean that the ride became harsher. But in fact, the opposite's been true. The wheels are lighter, which helps the way they handle, but also the size and width opens up a lot more possibilities when it comes to tyre choice. I was able to fit the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's, and these tyres have really blown me away. Incredible grip, fantastic compliance, and actually pretty quiet too. So they've been a really fantastic choice. Every time I look at the car, when I do the park it, walk away, turn around and look at it, it's always the wheels that catch my attention. They always do. When they're polished up, they just look amazing. So yeah, the BBS E88s were always going to be number one on this list. Alright, we made it to the end. I should say a notable mention to a couple that didn't make the countdown. I have an RS front bar on the car, so I have no little headlight washer jets, which is really cool. Obviously deleted my rear windscreen wiper. I'd love to replace that windscreen at some point. And of course my whale tail, which some people love, some people hate. Meh, well, it's all personal preference, isn't it? Speaking of which, if you don't agree with my list or you don't agree with the order, then please comment below. If there's modifications you think I shouldn't have made, tell me that too. And if there's some you think I should make in the future, I'd love to hear about it. If you want to get in touch with me directly to ask me specifically about certain things like coilovers or my E88s or whatever, then please DM me on Instagram at last_rasp. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and I'll see you on the next one.